Do you taste the joy of free thinking? The other day, I told the two boys that we would discuss things connecting mathematics, electronic communication, signal processing, physics, heat, temperature, gas, chance, fate of the universe, and how to use all these to one's advantage. Once your teacher says, the next lesson is free and you can do whatever you like, the grid pattern of the class will change. This feature of order to disorder is a fact of nature at a very deep level. This is behind all the phenomena governing gas, heat, temperature, energy, and signal. Nature behaves more like young children rather than disciplined adults in a sense. This measure of disorder is called entropy. Now, this signal can be considered to be a well-packed packet of energy distributed over a distance through some medium, space, Wi-Fi, wire, metal, air. But this love of disorder is everywhere in nature. Thus, this well-packed packet of energy, when it reaches the end point, is deeply influenced by this aspect of nature. Is there any way to nullify this natural interference? Let us consider the physicist's solution to make the temperature low and going to this minus 273 degrees Celsius, or absolute zero. First, to lower temperature of anything from higher temperature needs energy, refrigerator or AC that needs electrical energy, and thus it means that any kind of energy transfer is not dependent on the temperature but on temperature difference. Consider a situation where the entire universe has the same temperature. In that case, no energy can be extracted and no engine will work. Many physicists believe that our universe may proceed towards such a cold death in billions of years. On the other hand, at very low temperature, nature's signature becomes lesser and lesser, and thus we get something called superconductor, extremely useful for any kind of energy transmission, electrical and electronic. Exam busting. You might think, since all these apparently diverse matters are connected, one can save one's labor by focusing on these connections instead of focusing separately, and thinking them to be separate just because they are written in separate places in your syllabus. Secondly, you got my perspectives and tools to analyze the same phenomena. Finally, you can now discover connections through certain fundamental underlying principles of nature, and applying them you can save labor. You will say, out of the syllabus is a man-made absurdity.